Valentine's Day power panel. I want to bring in now New York Post columnist Rikki Schlott along with Walser, Wealth Management President Rebecca Walser. All right, ladies, we're going to start with the economy first because it's an economic show. And there's a new piece out from our friend Allison Schrager, which I think is intriguing because the way she wrote this, right, she says, as being single bad for the economy, but then the subplot, a society with fewer marriages may be happier, but it also worsens the economic inequality. What do you make of this? I mean, how does she know it's a happier thing? But anyway, we do know marriage is important, though, for prosperity.
Well, obviously, two household combined income definitely gives you a little bit of a leg up. Also, children, we're not reproducing ourselves, so that's a problem long term for the economy. You'll hear a lot of lawmakers say we need to import people because we don't we're not reproducing ourselves, Charles. So overall, marriage is absolutely, even from a legal perspective, the backbone of any healthy society.
But is society happier with fewer marriages? You don't want to touch that one. Rick?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so. And I think a lot of young people, especially who are not getting married, are not happier because of it. I think they're just unable to find suitable spouses, or the dating economy is just rejiggered in a way where they're just not finding mates, but they want to.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this, because one real issue for real marriages are fake marriages, or at least work spouse. Take a look at this. Now we're buying our work spouse a card, a Valentine's Day card. Get a little treacherous there, Rebecca.
I think it started off as kind of like a joke, like I spend more time with you than I spend with my spouse, you know, running this business or whatever. But, you know, that could be like if I bought a card for somebody at my practice like that, I think they'd be like, what's going on here? You trying to say I would never buy
It sounds like
card.
You're bridging into something more physical, something real, in other words.
Yeah, I mean, I think Me Too went a little too far and overcorrected, but now the pendulum is swinging a little bit too far back. The subtitle of that card was, "I'm glad I found someone as inappropriate as me." I mean, I don't know. I'm shocked that our culture is all the way back full circle on that.
Are you really shocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and how fast
it's like a gag card, but it's real.
It's real. It's real.
It's a real thing.
All right.
Step too far.
No.
Let's talk about how to keep romance going, right? IKEA offering a Valentine's Day dinner, just $20 per person, actually a little less. Now, you know, when I saw this, I'm thinking, golly, it's got to be a real cheap person to want to do something like that. And then it turns out maybe that cheap person might be a baby boomer. Look at this chart, folks. Baby boomers spend a lot less than Gen Z and millennials on Valentine's Day. Ricky, why are you guys spending so much money on Valentine's Day?
I have two theories here. One is that the relationships are fresher, so you're still trying to woo.
Oh, you're still in the real honeymoon stage.
Phase, and you're not just like tired of spending $250 every year. The other is just that like we're less fiscally responsible in general. So,
right.
So it's one or the other, but the first one's more romantic, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing I know about IKEA and their food, you know, options are those little Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
And if anyone ever wanted to take me to Valentine's Day for the IKEA Swedish meatballs, I would be like, you know what? You forget my name. Like, never call me. No offense, IKEA. I'm sure they're good, but I'm not going there for Valentine's Day.
Is there a minimum that someone has to take you out then?
I mean, no comment.
Do you have a minimum, Ricky?
No, I'm not cheating.
I see it on social media all the time when women say, hey, you know, if you take me out, and especially a first date, and it's not something spectacular, like you've got to drop $200, $300, $400 on me, or you're not serious.
No, I mean, I don't even know how you drop $400 on a first date. I think a thoughtful date and not just like the corner bar that you bring every first date to is what matters.
Oh, that's where you met them. Okay.
Date, but if I can spend more on myself than you're spending on me, then that's a hard pass.
All right, 1953, Marilyn Monroe, Lauren Bacall, they were in this movie. It's a classic. It's called How to Marry a Millionaire, which seems a little quaint these days because everyone wants to marry a billionaire. And it turns out, if you want to marry a billionaire, it helps to be in the upper crust already. So, Ricky, are any of your friends looking for a billionaire?
I mean, those are not the types of people that I would hang around that are so transactional.
Why? They're too superficial?
Yeah, I think, you know, I think you marry someone that you see potential in, not necessarily their net worth. But there are apps that, like, are dating apps that, like, you have to make a certain amount of money to even sign up for. And, like, Raya and all this, like, exclusivity surrounding dating. There's also this trend of, like, stay-at-home girlfriends, which are, like, girls who aspire to date a guy and then immediately quit their job and just like sit at home doing Pilates, which is a terrible idea. If you don't have strength, do not quit your job.
Rebecca, it's interesting though. There is major bifurcation on this though. Billionaire men and billionaire women, right? I mean, the billionaire men are like just they'll go with anyone.
Yeah, it's like they have a really low rate of marrying a billionaire woman, but the billionaire women, 65% are marrying a billionaire man, and I can totally understand that because if you're not someone that has that level of wealth, it's hard to relate to the McDonald's fry.
I heard a comedian who said that, right? He said a millionaire man can go to McDonald's and he see a woman that he thinks is sexy on a fry machine and he'll take her out, whereas vice versa, a millionaire woman, she wouldn't date anyone in the joint. All right, we're going to switch from love to not so much love, all right, maybe even hate. Might be the only way to describe Jamie Dimon's feeling towards working from home. Take a listen.
It simply doesn't work. And it doesn't work for creativity. It slows down decision making. And don't give me the that work from home Friday works. The young generation is being damaged by this. That means they may or may not be in your particular staff, but they are being left behind. We didn't build this great company by doing that, by doing the same semi-disease that everybody else does.
All righty. I'm going to put him down as a maybe on work from home. I will say I love the fact that there's no traffic. Rebecca, you run a big business. I mean, but most of your people have to come in, right?
We do have a hybrid schedule, I will admit it, and that's a great thing. But the biggest problem is their entitlement. They expect it now. It's their right to not work from the office on Fridays. And sorry, it's not your right.
Is it?
I mean, as a remote employee, I'm a little bit biased. I have to put that out there. However, I do have an issue with like this whole I'm going to petition my boss and I have a right. That is one thing. But one thing that I do think remote work is important for that no one really talks about is especially for women who want to create a family and have that work-life balance, that can really be key. And